Hello everyone and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew with you here as always. Today's unboxing video features Star Wars Legion by Fantasy Flight Games. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. Hello everyone and welcome to Dice Commando for my unboxing of the Cassian Andor K-2SO Commander expansion for Star Wars Legion. I am primarily a clone player, as many of you guys know. However, Rogue One's my favorite movie. I had picked up Jyn Erso a while back, and we had done an unboxing for her. There she is in all of her glory. She's a pretty cool little model. And when these guys came out, I wanted to pick them up because, I don't know, they're a team. They're supposed to be together, right? So what we'll do is we'll do the unboxing for these guys. In the past, I have done the assembly and the gluing actually on video as well. We're just going to dry fit today. The reason is, as you'll see as we check out this box here, Cassian, you can see, has kind of a thing behind his coat is behind his head, sticking up there. And I think that if I glue it all together, I'm going to have a heck of a time painting that if I ever decide to. So what I want to do is dry fit it. The other reason is, so he has 3 different weapon configurations. He has a small blaster. Well, I mean, basically he has 2 different small blasters that you can choose from, but they're both really the same configuration with that left hand kind of just hanging out there. And he has a sniper rifle configuration where he has his hand supporting the rifle. What I want to see if we can do once we open it up, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it or not, but what I want to try and do is use a pistol but have the supporting hand just to try and do something a little different. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. We will try. As far as K2 goes, he has a couple different options as well. This is actually the model I want. I want him to use Jyn's blaster because that was kind of a big deal in the movie, him getting it, and I don't want him to have a grenade or anything like that. So. All right, let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Good looking expansion. So let's just open her up. All righty. Let's do the dump out. Okay, so we have the cards as we'd expect. Now there are 2 cards in there, which also we'd expect. And we'll go through these in detail, but man, look how many cards are in there. That's a lot more than we're used to with a typical expansion, but it makes sense. So we have our bases, and wait, is there just one? Well, there is, I guess. Well, let's take a look at it. Yeah, you see, actually, okay. Everybody's on there. You see K2 in the front. There we go, from the front. Yeah, so we see Cassian's on there, the body. Yeah, okay. So 1 sprue just for everybody. That's fine. As long as we get what we need. It does look like everything's there. So let's take a look at the rules insert. So K2 is on the front. Yeah, so we can build him either with a blaster or his other arm down, and then his side arm or his left arm can either be normal arm or holding a grenade. So we're going to go with the pistol and the just arm hanging down there. And then here we go. Here's Cassian. Cassian has a lot of options there. There's a good summary. So he can be assembled with just the 1 pistol, which is the compact blaster. Can be with his A280 CFE pistol, and then the A280 sniper config, right? Because these 2 can flip back and forth. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to see if we can fit him in this configuration with a pistol in his hand. I don't know that we're going to be able to do that. Yeah. And then as far as the new rules go, because I always have the new rules on the back of the sheet, there is a rule here for K2, right? So K2 is the teamwork there. So while you're at range 1 and 2 of Cassian, when you are Cassian, gain an aim or dodge, the other unit gains a token of the same type, right? So that's pretty cool. The 2 work as a team and they each gain it. And then he is a detach, right? So detachment's not new, but he is detachment for Cassian, so he can only be included if you bring Cassian to the table, which is kind of neat. And then he also has Covert Ops. Well, so Cassian has Covert Ops, which is kind of interesting because he comes as a commander, but then once you deploy him, he can become a operative and gain infiltrate. So what's a bummer here from a, as a skirmish player to me, what's a bummer here is that right, in skirmish you only bring one commander, so I actually can't play Jyn and Cassian together. If we do it, we'll just play some home rules where because he becomes an operative, we can just bring him as an operative. And it's just home rules, but just know that the way it's truly designed, you can't bring both of them. All right, so let's stop the talking and let's go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna go ahead and do Cassian first. So we'll get him clipped off and see what we can do. All right, so you can see actually my idea has already been thwarted. Not a huge surprise, but this is his rifle. You can see right here that his hand is part of the rifle piece, right? His offhand, meaning like his supporting hand, is part of the rifle piece. So I'm not going to be able to do it with underneath the blaster without some mods that it's fine. So we are going to build him in the sniper configuration. Okay guys, so I am having a heck of a time getting him to dry fit. Just with the two pieces, you're just seeing it there, right? So like I said, I don't want to glue him just yet, but we will glue K2 because I don't think he's going to be as hard, right? The part I'm just concerned about, you see there, is come on, focus, there we go. Like his head will fit in right there, and I think it's going to be really hard to get stuff in there. Grant you, it may not end up mattering because I guess you can't see it. But like I said, I don't want to commit to it at this point. So anyway, that is Cassian. We'll throw him down. Let's take a look at K2, right? Again, we know what config I want K2 to be in. He's pretty straightforward. I don't see any really complicated pieces on him. So let's go ahead and do K2 and get K2 put together. Alright, so here we go. There's K2 in the config. His head's kind of off to the side, looking down the gun. It doesn't quite look down the gun. I did have a hard time putting together this arm just because it only has just that one point of connection, and it kind of sticks out a long way, so it was just kind of hard to glue. It took me 2 tries to get it in there, but the other arm fit in real nice once I got his body together. So he's a pretty good looking little model. So we'll see what we can do about Cassian here. But like I said, I just don't feel comfortable putting them together. So you do have my apologies for that. So let's go ahead and get cleaned up here, and then we'll check out the cards. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the cards and tokens. Again, there are 2 token. I can't get it out very well. It's kind of jammed in there. Come on. Trying to keep everything nice. There we go. All right, so we have 2 token cards here, just because there's a lot of guys. So do you note we have 3 unit tokens, right? Which makes sense. If we flip it over, right, we have Operative, Commander, or so, right, depending on what you go with him as. We have, of course, all the suppressions that we need, dodges, damages, etc. So nothing super special there, but yeah, certainly getting everything that we need to play both of these guys. So all right, here's the cool stuff, at least to me, other than the models, of course. So we'll go through the little cards in a second. Let's go ahead and start with let's just put them side by side because they belong that way, right? Go ahead with the unit cards. All right, so Cassian, he rerolls that white die, which stinks, but he does have Surge to Crit and Surge to Block. The 6 health, he's not bad, right? Again, he has the Covert Ops, right, which is the definition of what lets him flip into an operative. He does have his Danger Sense 3, which is real good. He has a loadout, so which means that after deployment we can flip his gun, which we'll talk about here in a second. Marksman, of course, and then Tactical. Now K-2SO, he rolls a red die, which is really good because he's an armored bad boy. Only has 5, and he does have Surge to Crit. Does not have any Surge to Defend, but that makes sense because he's rolling the red die, right? He also, what's really important here, he has armor, right? So while defending, cancel up to 1 hit just out of the gate. Let's calculate odds. Choose a friendly trooper at range 1 and a line of sight. It gains 1 aim, 1 dodge, and 1 suppression token. That's pretty hot. Now, K-2SO doesn't have a gun, at least to start, but if you can get him in melee, he's rolling 4 red dice, which is really good. Cassian's rolling 2 red dice in melee, and his Covert Blaster, which he comes naturally with, has Pierce. It's 1 red and 2 whites. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into kind of the fun stuff. So Cassian, right, as we saw on his model, he comes with a couple different options. So there, of course, is the Covert Blaster, which was a 1 option. He then has the A280 rifle, or pistol, I guess, right? In this case, it's the pistol configuration, which is 2 reds and a black at 1 to 2. And then, of course, you can reconfigure it, which means that you can flip it over to go into his sniper config, right, which is 1 to infinite, right? So you can shoot anywhere across the board with 1 red and 1 black. Has high velocity, pierce, and then, of course, reconfigure. It does, though, have cumbersome, right, which is not irrelevant, right? So you can't use this and move in the same activation. So he'd basically have to get set up and be a sniper, right? There's a lot that makes sense there. All right, next card we have here is Jyn's SE14 Blaster, right? This is Jyn Erso or K-2SO only, right? So it could go on our girl here if we wanted to. But again, we built K-2SO in that pistol config. So he's going to be using that sucker for us because that's fun, right? So 10 points, not too bad. Again, the 5 white dice at 1 to 2. That's just gives him a little extra if he can't quite get into melee range. Okay, so we've got those. The thing I think I'm most excited about of the small cards is this one, Offensive Push. I wanted one of these for Rex, actually, but with the way that FFG does things, a lot of the better upgrades and stuff, you have to go buy other stuff that you don't necessarily want to get it. So there, it was in some of the droid, I was in the droid and trooper upgrade packs that I just didn't want to get. So I'm really happy that I have one of those for Rex or whomever else I decide to use it on. We have Hunter, which we've seen plenty of, Duck and Cover, Overwatch, and then there are grappling hooks there. Recon Intel, I do like this one with the Scout. Now remember, he does have Infiltrate, so I don't know how much we're going to be using Recon Intel there. And then HQ Uplink, right? Expensive upgrade, but during issue order step, you can issue an order to yourself. Not too shabby. Of course, the cool stuff, just from a functional, well, not really a functional standpoint, but just from a fun standpoint, is the different weapons, right? It's cool to get these guys on the table, give them weapons to use, stuff like that. That's fun, at least to me. All right, now let's go through this big ol' stack of cards here for Cassian. So we have Crack Shot. Cassian Andor gains Gunslinger and 1 aim token. At the end of his activation, he may gain 1 suppression and 1 standby. That's a 1 pip. Last Stand, right, from when they were on top of the tower. When Cassian issues an order to a commander or a support unit, sorry, not support unit, it's escaping me right now. I'm really embarrassed and sorry. Operative, thank you. That gains Indomitable and gains 1 aim, dodge, or 1 suppression token for each wound token, up to 3. There's Volunteer Mission, we're with you, Jyn. When Cassian Andor issues an order to Commander, Special Ops, or, man, I keep screwing that up, Operative, that unit recovers, gains Danger Sense 1, and may gain 1 suppression token. The recover thing is actually not irrelevant. All right, Sacrifice. This is Cassian Andor and K-2SO, both activate, right? That last one, sorry, I wasn't calling out the activations. That's Andor and 2 troopers, right? He's bringing a bunch of guys with him. So K-2SO gains Guardian 4. At the end of K-2SO's activation, choose another commander or operative unit range 1 in a line of sight. If you do, defeat K2, and enemy units cannot perform range attacks against the chosen unit until the end of this. Yep. So fits right in with a lot of kind of theme-based stuff we've seen for K2, where once he goes down, round ends, or something, you know, in some way, in this case, what he's doing is you can't shoot at my guy anymore, but K2's gone. So, okay, super cool stuff here. Again, I don't know how long it'll be before I get these guys on the table, but they're really cool, and yeah, looking forward to this. So again, if you enjoy following the channel, the occasional Legion stuff, whenever I pick up new product, make sure you're liking and subscribing. Leave in the comments what you're thinking. If nothing else, go Commando. Hey guys, so actually after I got done shooting, I had an idea. So what I did actually, I glued just his body together. And what that was able to do was give me just enough tightness to put enough tension on the arms and the head to let it fit in. So the head, the arms are not glued here; they're just dry fit in. But yeah, this is what Cassian ends up looking like, at least in the sniper config. And actually, since we haven't glued him together, I'll actually put him together in the pistol config and be back here in just a second just to show it. Yeah, and here we are just with the pistol configuration. The other pistol will look the same. It's just a more narrow profile blaster, and it actually uses the same off arm. So yeah, lots of options with this guy. I think he's a really cool looking model. You know, I haven't put him on the base or final glued him or anything, but just wanted to. Oh, and I left his backpack off too, but just giving a better idea of what Cassian's looking like. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining. Go Commando.